Fridley High School's Bob O'Neill Field for the start of the second season playoff football in Minnesota. It's the Section 6 4A quarterfinals. The number 5 seed Park Center taking on the number 4 seed Fridley. Hi, I'm Jay Wilcox along with Bill Hunstock. And Bill, a pretty intriguing matchup here. You got a Fridley team that comes in with a 4-4 mark in the North Suburban. Park Center 2-6 overall in the Northwest Suburban, but first time they've won 2 conference games since 2006. There's no doubt this is an improved Park Center team this year.
Well, I think you're right there. I think they're much better than they were even a year ago. They've got a much more balanced team. They can actually play and defend, and they move the ball well. They've actually scored some points, and they had a very nice win over Andover late in the season that really gave them a boost going into the playoffs here.
Fridley, a team that started out 3-1, down the stretch, didn't fare as well win-loss wise, but according to their coach Adam Fisher, it wasn't because their play dropped off. They just played some good opponents, had some bad luck along the way as well, but they feel like this is a team that they're pretty excited about as well. And his 4th year, he's worked with this group all the way through now, freshman through senior year, and a good senior group for the Tigers that they're hoping can make some noise in the playoffs.
Yeah, and they've actually done a very nice job. They move the ball well. They've scored a lot of points. Their offense is playing pretty well. I think the key for both of these teams tonight is going to be how their defense plays. Fridley has put up a lot of points. They've got a good passing attack. They run the ball well. They're fairly balanced. That's always a very tough team to defend that can either throw or run. You can't gang up on one or the other, and if you do, you've got to take away what they do best and make them do what they don't do well.
Let's talk about key players to keep an eye on in tonight's contest, and starting with the visitors from Park Center. And Adam Bursch is one of those guys that's on the radar of the Gophers a little bit. He performed well at some camps over the summer. He's a junior, primarily defensive player, but we'll see him some probably at receiver as well. And he's a guy who can make some plays for you and make a difference. Yeah, he's not a big physical specimen. I was watching him in warm-up tonight. He's not an impressive physique. He's not a 6'5", 210-pound strong safety, but he moves well, he has good athleticism, and he has good common sense about where he is on the field. He has good awareness of where he is on the field. That makes up for a lot. Plus, he does have good athletic skills. He's not a bad athlete, but he's just not overwhelming physically. But he does a variety of things. He plays defense, he plays a little bit on offense, maybe see a little bit more of him on offense tonight, and he plays on special teams. And for the Tigers here, we're going to talk about a back who's had a very strong season for them. They're a spread team that definitely throws well, but like you said, Darius Mulba is a guy that can get you those tough yards and the breakaway threat as well. He's got good wheels. Darius Mulba is a complete back. He runs well. He catches the ball, so he's a passing threat out of the backfield. But he's Mr. Consistency. I mean, he's averaged over 25 carries a game. He's got 1,100 plus yards rushing. So he's a definite threat when Fridley has the ball, and if you're going to stop Fridley's offense, you better stop him first. Of course, we've had a cold snap this week. It does not seem like much wind tonight, so that'll be a good thing. A little bit of rain starting to fall just as we speak here, and we're hoping that the field will stay relatively dry for this team to showcase their talents here. The winner goes on to take on top seed De La Salle in the semifinals. It's Section 6 4A football coming your way next. Park Center and Fridley here on 12 Sports.
A Brooklyn Park church received some unwelcome visitors this past weekend.
Volunteers really do have their work cut out for them. They'll be inspecting 23,000 residential lots and city boulevards.
The problem began when the railroad decided to increase the train's speed. In the process, they had to raise a portion of the track over here.
Fire crews got a call around 4 Friday morning from a passerby alerting them to a deck fire.
This time, little lob for Winnicky, trying to go up and get it. Touchdown!
And welcome back here to Bob O'Neill Field at Fridley High School. A grass surface here looks to be in pretty decent shape for this mid-October football battle here between the Tigers and the Pirates, and they were conference rivals, but that goes back a ways, Bill. Back from the late 70s, early 80s, they were in the Lake Conference together for a handful of seasons. Not terribly far apart geographically, obviously, but haven't played particularly often in football over the years, and getting set to do battle here this evening with De La Salle looming as the prize, if you want to call it that, for the winning team. That's obviously a really good football team. This is a pretty tough section. You got De La Salle at 1 and Benilde at 2, but Fridley did knock off Benilde when they played them during the season. So they feel they're got some possibilities here, certainly at playoff time. The one that'll be a little interesting to see how they match up to is Blake. Coming out of the Tri-Metro, have one of their better teams that they've had in quite a while, 7-1 record, but is 7-1 in that league the same as 4-4 in the North Suburban, or even with Park Center with 2 wins in the Northwest Suburban? So interesting to see how the teams match up. Noah Wiggins will kick off for Fridley here to begin tonight's contest. Heading back deep for Park Center, Amani Hooker and Adam Burge, as they will.
Burge and Hooker are back to receive for Park Center. The kick from Noah Wiggins.
As we said, not the gale force winds that we've had on occasion on some of these latter nights of the season. So that's the good news, certainly for players and fans. Little short chipped kick here. Rondé Berry will take it at the 30, and he slips and falls right there. So a clean catch, but no return for Park Center, and they will start with the football at the 30-yard line. First down and 10. The sophomore Amani Hooker, now their quarterback after Parker Miller, who's having a good year, was injured in the Osseo game. So Hooker, a little bit better runner, probably won't throw the ball as much with him back there. And with Ricky Foggy telling us that we're going to probably see a pretty steady dose of Julius Ogunte, and he is the single back behind Hooker right now to start things out. They go with the toss to Ogunte on first down, and a pretty good hole as he'll pick up 7 or 8 on the left side there. Run down defensively there for the Tigers by Prosser.
Gain of 7, that'll make it 2nd down and 3 at the Park Center 37-yard line.
So not a bad play to get things started here for the Pirates, Bill, and you kind of felt like, whether they run the ball well is going to be a big factor in tonight's game.
Absolutely, yeah, and Coach Fisher did tell us that they've really got to be aware of Ogunte on the flank. So his first 2 plays are toss sweeps, which are designed obviously to get to the outside.
That one a offside call going against Fridley.
Tigers. 5-yard penalty will give Park Center a first down.
So Pirates will get a first down out of it.
First down for the Pirates at the 42-yard line.
At the 42 now of Fridley. Berry in there at a fullback slot this time here for the Pirates. Hooker will turn and give to Ogunte. He is met early on. Nice stop there for the Tigers, made by Green for Fridley after a gain of yard or so.
Here we see Deshaun Green coming right up into the line of scrimmage to make the play. Little or no gain on that inside running play by Julius Ogunte. The real onus for this Park Center offense tonight is going to be on the offensive line to see if they can open some holes for Ogunte to run the football.
They go with the toss out to the right side, and Ogunte fighting through the first tackle, but still a lot of black and gold over there, and they're able to stack him up after a 2-yard pickup.
Ogunte on the tackle. Korma and Prosser also in on the tackle.
There's a look at Coach Foggy, Pirates head coach, and definitely have gotten some things going in the right direction this season. Certainly much more competitive in their losses too, even besides just getting, like we said, 2 conference wins for the first time since 2006. And that year they made that Cinderella run to the section championship game. Knocked off Maple Grove and Wayzata in back-to-back weeks, if you can believe that. Here's Hooker looking to throw, and his pass complete to Burge. And he's into Fridley territory and pushed out of bounds at about the 45.
Hooker's pass to Burge is complete.
Here we see Hooker getting a nice look to Burge on the quick out cut.
Park Center first down.
Gain of about 14, 15 yards. Obviously good enough for the first down. Nice throw and grab by the Park Center offense.
Coach Foggy telling us that they were all kind of pleasantly surprised by the ball that Hooker was able to throw when he was put in as the quarterback. Obviously Miller had been their guy, but they felt like he's done a little better than expected in terms of how he can throw the football. But he's definitely a good athlete and more of a runner. Handoff goes to Ogunti, and he is tripped up. Submarine by Bauer there for Fridley.
Carry tackle by Bauer.
But he'll pick up about 5 on the play, so pretty solid job
from the Fridley 40
offensively so far for Park Center. They're moving the ball, but also starting a drive to keep Fridley off the field a little bit here.
Absolutely. You just got to set your mind to moving the ball. 3.4 yards per play. Move the sticks every third play, and you're in good mental state when you're in that zone.
Second down from the 40. They go with the toss out to Ogunti, and he is tripped up. Short pickup. We have a flag that comes down. We're way at the very end of the play here. It looks like we might have a holding call. It is against. It looks like John Ormberg was locked up with a Tiger and took him to the ground.
We get a look inside here as Ogunti turns up, and you can see, there's a Park Center offensive lineman with a Fridley defensive lineman. Pretty good grip on his shirt there.
So marching back from the spot of the foul here. And instead of 2nd and 5, they're going to be pushed back now beyond midfield. So second and about 18 now.
The Park Center 47-yard line.
Opening possession of the night here for the Pirates. No score on the board, and now facing a 2nd and long after their first penalty of the game. And we're going to have a timeout taken here by Park Center. It looked like they were maybe not quite so sure on personnel or formation there as they came up to the line. And instead of running a play anyway with not exactly what they wanted out there, they're going to stop things and regroup there with Coach Foggy.
Yeah, not a bad idea. You don't want to, it's 2nd and very long. You really don't want to have a miscue anyway that's going to result in a further loss of yardage. You want to be able to get 2 plays here, 2nd and 3rd down, that will get you about 8-9 yards apiece. And if you can do that, then you're in good shape to push the ball down to close to the line to gain.
Pirates break their huddle here and come back out. 8:44 to go now in the quarter, and 2nd and 18 after that holding penalty. Interesting that Hooker's still going to play regularly defensively, even though he's not the starting quarterback. It's just their reality. They need to get their best players out on the field, and that includes Amani playing defensively. Here's the 2nd down. 3-step drop now, chased out to the right. Hooker will throw on the run. Joe Davis has got it back into Fridley territory. Not a huge gain, but get him some positive yardage anyway.
A gain of about 5 or 6 on the out pass, but quick pressure right up the A-seams, right on either side of the center by the Fridley defense, forcing Hooker out of the pocket to look for Davis short in the flat. But gain of about 5 or 6. It's a plus, and now you've got 3rd and quite long, 3rd and 13, 3rd and 12. So now you've really got to push the ball upfield.
I thought pretty good poise really by that one on Hooker's part as he scrambled out to the right and still kept his eye on the receiver. Now what do we got? Another timeout taken by Park Center. And not what you really are hoping for this early in the game, to burn a couple of them.
I'm kind of surprised that Coach Foggy is going to want to burn a second time out here. But again, at this point in the game, even though it's early in the game, you still want to make sure that you've got a good, solid play call and that everybody knows what they're doing. If you get a first down on this sequence, then you're in pretty good shape.
A little bit of rain falling now, a little bit harder anyway than when we got things started here. Fridley, final season in the North Suburban Conference. They'll become part of the Tri-Metro. And some of the teams that were in the North Suburban with them will be joining Park Center and Company in the Northwest Suburban, although we've been hearing talk that Park Center is hoping to play a little different schedule, maybe opt out of the conference, at least for football, but that remains to be seen.
Yeah, as we've been reading lately, Jay, there's a lot of change-ups in conference structures, particularly in the west and northern suburbs.
Quarterback draw here for Hooker, looking to get a block. Hooker going to be knocked out of bounds short of the first down, but not by a whole lot. This might give them a possibility of going for it here, as he'll pick up about 10. He needed 12.
Gain of 11, that makes it 4th down and 1 from the Fridley 36-yard line.
So certainly a spot where Park Center going to think strongly about going for it here, and it looks like they are planning to. 4th and a long yard here for the Pirates outside the 36.
So they've got to get to just to the 35 or just past the 35 to get a first down.
Hooker's going to sneak it forward himself, and not much push. I don't think he's going to get that one, as Jones wrapped him up around the waist, but they just did a solid job of standing up the middle of that offensive line, and Hooker, if anything, loses a half yard on the play. So Fridley with a big stop defensively. They just dug in. That was just strength against strength there. I think
Absolutely.
Park Center hoped to catch him off balance or not quite ready for that sneak, but didn't work out.
No, John L. Jones really did a nice job of getting good penetration, and then he got his arms wrapped around Hooker's waist, and Hooker could not get any momentum going forward. So now we'll see the Fridley offense, which I think is going to give us a variety of looks tonight.
Nick Rathke, the lefty at quarterback, tosses out in the flat, complete to Michael Murray, and Murray will pick up a nice gainer on first down, and very close to a first down as we start to get a little snow falling here, looks like.
And a little play fake with kind of a bubble screen off of the play fake to the short side of the field. They did a really nice job of getting the ball upfield. Gain of about 9 yards. Oh, it's going to be 1st and 10. Okay.
Did enough.
Yeah, they did have it second and about 1, and you're right, Jay, that we definitely have some serious precipitation coming down now.
From the 47 here, they'll work out of the gun all night. Rathke a fake now, throwing, and let's see, did Burge get it? Not quite.
Not quite.
Just off the hands of Chenny Powell, and Burge a diving try, but could not come up with it.
2nd and 10 Tigers.
We will see
47-yard line.
Pretty good run fake. Rathke gets the ball out, and Powell behind Powell, and Burge just about is able to scoop that thing up off the floor, but not quite.
So 2nd and 10 now for Fridley. Malba next to Rathke here in the backfield. Gonna roll to his left, looking to throw, gets a block, but he's running out of space, and he has to fire that one into the Tigers bench, as they just ran out of real estate to do anything more, though, and Rathke throws it away.
Almost hit one of the assistant coaches in the right ear with that ball.
So 3rd down and 10 here for the Tigers. Going to go to Malba up the middle, and Malba breaks a tackle, and then finally ridden down inside the 35 there by Garrett Carter, but a nice pickup for the first down here for the Tigers.
Boy, 23-yard gain for Malba, and a nice straight-ahead running play using his quickness and speed to get into the linebacker zone very quickly. Nicely done by the offensive line. of the Tigers there to get that 3rd and 10 done very well.
Rathke looking to throw, wants a little screen, flips it to Malba. Good blocking out front, but coming up to make a nice stop there for the Pirates is Robert Johnson. That one had a chance. It was a nice play anyway, but without Johnson, that one would have went quite a bit farther.
Yep. And Johnson makes a nice defensive play. 2nd and 2, gain of 8 though. Boy, on a first down screen, that's a great gain.
Rathke's going to run this one himself. Got spun around, he stayed on his feet, and he'll have the first down inside the 20 to about the 18. Coach was telling us that he hadn't been running much earlier this year because he'd been nicked up a little bit, but he's definitely capable. And hey, when it's playoff time, you go with whatever you need to get the job done, although he took a pretty rough ride at the end of that one.
He got a pretty good rock there.
First and 10 Tigers from the 19-yard line.
So Fridley picking up the first down again. Rathke wants to throw out in the flat. His pass is complete. Had a block in the back, and yeah, they did see that one. It was right over in front of the official. Odell Howard on the catch, and a pretty clear block in the back against the Tigers there right after the catch was made as he turned upfield, and that is indeed the call.
Block in the back on the Tigers.
Yeah, this is unfortunate for the blocker because he had contact originally, but lost contact with the defender and then continued to block him after his back was turned, and that's going to be a 10-yard walk-off against Fridley.
First and 19 Tigers from the
first down and 19 now for Fridley. Rathke will give it to Malba, trying to break free, and ridden down from the backside there. Good pursuit. Getting him was Wallman for Park Center.
Gain of 7, it makes it 2nd and 12 from the Park Center.
Make that not Wallman, but Meringue with the stop.
Nice gain, 2nd and 12.
First possession of the game for Fridley after they stop Park Center on downs. 2nd and a dozen here now for Rathke and crew as he rolls left, fires on the run, pass is complete, a good block down the sideline, and just out of bounds before he can get to the end zone there as he completes it to Matt Dean, and he's going to be inside the 5.
This is a well-conceived pass underneath on the flat after it's been cleared out, and Dean does a nice job of grabbing the ball and getting upfield. 1st and goal at about the 2 or 3 yard line.
They'll go to Malba straight up the gut, and he fights his way forward, and no signal. Looks like he did not quite get there. He'll be stopped short of the goal line.
A gain of maybe 1 or a little bit less. Pretty good effort, pretty good second effort too by the Park Center defense. Looks like he's going to be able to get in. And a pretty good effort there by number 52, D'Angelo Wallman, getting his arms wrapped around Mulba and pulling him backwards before he could get into the end zone.
Yeah, I thought he was going to get in for sure the way it looked initially.
Sure looked like it, yeah.
They go right back to Mulba, and this time he's able to punch it in, and Fridley is on the board first.
For Fridley, Tiger touchdown!
Well, a nice opening possession for Fridley and a short touchdown run by Darius Mulba, but very nicely executed offensive series, getting the ball down and into the end zone. We'll see the extra point try here.
Wiggins on to attempt the extra point, and his kick is up, and it is good. So with 5:16 to play in the first, 7-0 Tigers the score as they're able to capitalize on getting that defensive stop and able to punch it on in. Interesting that Coach Fisher and crew, even inside the 2-yard line, they're going shotgun.
Absolutely.
You know, that's their thing. They're not going to come under the center even in that kind of a circumstance.
No, I think, you know, and if that's your style, if you don't go up under the center on a regular basis, it's a total change of what you're doing. And I think if that's what your style is, that's what you're committed to, you're better off doing that than trying to change what you do just so you can be closer to the line of scrimmage. I've seen in college football this year several times where people have done that, and you get a bad exchange between the quarterback or the center and the quarterback, and all of a sudden, instead of having 2nd and 3rd and goal at the 1, you're 2nd and 3rd and goal at the 5, and that's really not good.
Hooker waiting back deep along with Emmanuel Thompson for the Pirates this time, and Burge has moved up a little bit as to where they kicked the ball last time. Wiggins kicking. He's again going to pooch a short one, and it bounces to Burgess. Barry let that one go. Looked like for a moment it was going to be trouble, and now a late forearm thrown by a Fridley player, and he's going to be penalized for it as Odell Howard brought the little forearm shot to the back of the head after Burge was down.
Yeah.
And they saw it.
And that's personal foul, yeah.
Personal foul called on the Tigers.
Probably not a real smart play. We'll get a good look. Burge does the smart thing. Get the ball, get upfield.
Right here. He shoves his head into the ground. I guess it wasn't not a forearm. It was he pushed his head into the ground. And, you know, you may look and say that's not all that much, but you can't let that go.
No, and you can't let it get started because one guy does it for one team and somebody else the next play is going to come back and do something else. And pretty soon the officiating crew has lost control of the game, and a good officiating crew is going to nip that kind of stuff right away.
So it's into Fridley territory at the 49 here, first down for the Pirates. Second time with the football for them. Pitch a little behind Ogunti, and then he slips. He tried to cut around Michael Bauer and instead falls and will lose about 3.
Loss of 3 makes it 2nd and 13 from the Park Center.
Obviously, the surface is a little bit slippery. We've seen a couple of guys, particularly for Park Center, but we've seen guys on both sides of the ball slip a little bit. With the kind of weather we've got tonight, with it cool, just above freezing, and a little bit of precipitation there, the field is going to be a little bit slick.
Watch pass, Odell.
2nd and 13 now for Hooker and the Pirates. Hooker looking to throw. Now throwing out into the flat. And complete for a short gainer there as he's able to connect with Brooks.
Pass to Brooks is complete. Knocked out of bounds by Bauer.
Get about 3
yards, makes it
or so on that one.
From the Fridley.
Again, nice quick pass. Good throw to the flat. Nice grab by Brooks. So you've got to take what the defense gives you. But you get too many 3rd and long situations, and that's going to be hard on your offense.
And the left guard, Gagne, gets started early there for Park Center. So march off 5 against the Pirates here.
Full start on the Pirates.
Does not help their cause. 3rd and 10. It's not all that easy. 3rd and 15.
Nope.
That much worse.
Yeah, 3rd and 15 is quite problematic.
Two receivers each way here for Park Center, and Agunti, the lone back behind Hooker. Hooker looking to throw, fires for Burge, and it hits him in the shoulder pad and will fall incomplete. Didn't look like he was quite ready for it.
No, he really surprisingly looked like the ball surprised him a little bit, and not a positive outcome for Park Center Pirates here as they're forced into a 4th and quite long punting situation here.
Carson Celine on to kick. Mulba waiting back deep here for Fridley. Bit of a high snap. He's able to bring it in and just got that one away. And a flag down. They ran into Celine. And it looks like Fridley will pick up another costly penalty here. They trying to plead their case that they were blocked in, but it's going to be a roughing the punter call against the Tigers.
And the roughing, the personal foul, is a 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down, whereas running into is a 5-yard and replay.
Ooh.
You know, that's considered dangerous play when you take the support leg out from underneath the punter. That's not good. You've got to get a piece of the ball, and there was obviously no contact with the ball.
1st and 10 for Park Center at the Fridley.
So Park Center gets a nice gift here, gets a chance to get first and 10 at about the Fridley 40-yard line.
Getting things straightened out with the down marker over there. So, yeah, it is first down from the 39 here of Fridley for the Pirates. They definitely get a break that they needed right there. Handoff to Ogunti left side. Stood up, turned just in time to meet up with another Tiger to lay some punishment on him there. He'll pick up just a couple on the play. They've done a good job against Ogunti so far.
Yeah, they have. And he's just looks like he's just a step away from getting into the secondary, where he'd be a little bit more troublesome for the Fridley defense. But the linebackers for Fridley are doing a good job of stepping up. The linemen are getting pretty good penetration into the neutral zone.
Hooker back to Ogunti on the left side and almost broke free that time before he was tripped up by Whalen for Fridley. And he will have enough for the first down.
Here we see when Julius Ogunti gets into the linebacker zone, when he gets to that second level, he can be pretty dangerous. Yeah, it's just a straight ahead play, but he got a little bit of a seam at the line of scrimmage, got into the linebacker zone and gets 7-8 yards right now. And again, that's what Coach Foggy believes that Julius Ogunti gives their offense, is that quick penetration and pop up the middle.
1st and 10 now. They'll come right back to Ogunti, and he is ridden down. As finished by Green there, and got some help from Whalen as well. And he'll pick up a couple on the play.
26.
So Park Center hoping to capitalize on that major penalty taken by Fridley after they'd forced the Pirates to punt.
Absolutely. And I'm just noticing that particularly the linebackers for Fridley are really going low onto the ankles of Julius Ogunti.
I think we might have an illegal substitution here. Yeah, Burge just came off the field very late. And
illegal substitution on the Pirates.
Pirates will be penalized here.
You can't,
5-yard penalty makes it 2nd down for Park Center, 13 to go at the 31-yard line.
The intent, of course, of that rule is that you're not able to deceive the defense by coming on and off.
Coming on off the field, right off the sideline and onto the playing surface.
So 2nd down and 13 now for Park Center after the 5-yard mark off there. Hooker turns and tosses to Ogunti, forced to the outside, and he is wrapped up and brought down. Good pursuit, and Sam Musa able to make the tackle for Fridley, and they will limit him to a loss on the play.
Loss of 1 makes it 3rd down and 14 from the
See, a pretty good stiff arm, but Musa was still able to get him to the ground.
Yep.
And Ogunti, it looked like his leg was caught underneath him a little bit awkwardly there, but it looks like he's all right.
Yeah, he gets up a little bit slowly and then gets back, and then next play he's ready to go full speed again. Kind of a Jim Brown thing.
Yeah. 3rd down, 14. Hooker out of the shotgun now. 1.5 minutes to play first quarter. Fridley leading at 7-0. First round of the Section 6 Class 4A playoffs. Hooker, plenty of time, throwing right down the sideline. It is intercepted. Picked off by Howard. Howard looking for a block as he cuts it back across field. Gets by the first wave, and Howard turns on the Jets. There is a flag down. He goes all the way, but I think this one might be coming back. There's a flag down. Back at about the 35 of Fridley.
Hooker's pass intercepted by Howard. Flag on the play.
Very exciting play, excellent catch and return by Howard, but it's not going to be all for naught, but the last 765 yards are for naught, as we had an illegal block of some variety.
You look at Howard, the ball definitely underthrown as he was trying to go to Kelvin Gorwar there, and then Howard getting some blocks. And it was right about in this general vicinity where we're going to see the block in the back. Maybe
right there on number 5.
Yeah, yep. I think you're right. And it's unfortunate for Fridley because really he had already gone by that block.
You always tell your kids, as a coach, I always tell your kids, you don't need to make a block behind the football. See, there's the play, and the block is 10 yards behind the play. It doesn't matter at that point.
The interception makes it first down and 10 for the Tigers at their own 25-yard line.
So in a sense, the interception, not a good thing, but Park Center dodges a bullet and that they don't give up the 6 or 7 points.
Rathke will turn and hand it off. And Mulba on the carry. Fairly well defended that time for the Pirates.
And Coach Foggy and his staff were concerned about the quality of the running game of Fridley and their ability to stop that running game, or at least even control it. And they're really good. They're really going to be having to do everything they can to force Fridley away from what they want to do.
2nd down and 8. Back to Mulba. Big hole up the middle. Wrestled to the turf there. Stopped by Wallman, but nice pickup there of about 11. And a first down for Fridley as we go under a half minute to go in this first quarter. Might be the last play of the quarter unless they are eager.
Yeah, they're gonna just let it run out now.
So that will bring us to the end of the first quarter here. Entertaining one, fair amount of penalties, some big plays as well. Fridley leading Park Center 7-0 at the end of one. Second quarter is on the way next year. High school playoff football on 12 Sports.
First quarter, our score, the Fridley Tigers 7.
'Osseo, Crystal, and Plymouth. Channel 12 is your local source.
Intercepted. This one looks like it could go for the touchdown.
Reed puts it away and Hopkins advances.
Hello and welcome to a new season of Sports Jam.
Channel 12, your local source.
Seven 7-0 lead for Fridley as we begin quarter number 2 along with Bill Hunstock. I'm Jay Wilcox, Section 6, Class 4A football. First playoff game for us here on 12 Sports. Later in the week, you can watch for Osseo and Champlain Park in Section 5 of Class 6A as the Rebels and Orioles do battle. Here's Rathke rolling out to his left. Wanted to look back the other way. Now a little pressure, and he'll fire out into the flat. And the pass is complete as he is able to hook up there with Dean. And not a huge gain, but he'll pick up positive yardage anyway as he gets about 5.
And Dean did a good job of getting himself stopped right on the sideline so that as he caught the ball, he didn't carry himself out of bounds and force an incompletion.
I like the way both quarterbacks have, your play design, you're looking a little bit farther downfield, but 5's not bad. And then we've seen Hooker do that too, where he's, you take what's there, and it's instead of a busted play and automatically throwing it away or running it, you say, okay, 5, that's not bad. Second down, and we get a flag down. Procedure call against the Tigers. So penalties have certainly been a bit of an issue for both teams, probably a little more so for Fridley early on.
Well, they've had a couple of majors that have really stifled them here, a little bit. And then the procedure penalties are really, I say this every week, Jay, but from a coach's standpoint, procedure penalties are such a pain in the neck. It's just a mental mistake is all that is.
Fake to Mulba, and Rathke will keep it himself. And ridden down at about the 43, maybe 44. He gets most of that penalty yardage back.
A gain of about 4 or 5 for Rathke as he fakes to Mulba and gets upfield. Actually had a pretty good hole, but closed fairly quickly. Got a nice gain, so it's going to be 3rd and 5 for Fridley here, middle of the field. So they've got ample sideline to work with.
Rathke rolling out to his right. Pulls it back down, now throws, and Murray had it. Did he catch it long enough? No. Incomplete. Had it in his hands and then took a hit. Close to having this one, but not quite long enough.
Absolutely, and Burge does a nice job of pouncing on the ball. Now, he never really had control of it. Burge does a nice job of pouncing. If that would have been a completed pass, would have been a turnover.
Dean back to punt for the Tigers. Burge back to receive for the Pirates.
Dean will be the punter here for Fridley, getting his first time as a punter, and Burge drifting back, and we're going to have a timeout taken here by Fridley. Not sure they had 11 out there. It doesn't look like it. So they are going to burn a timeout there. And is
by the Tigers.
Getting back to what you said earlier, the kind of the unforced things that,
right.
You know, for both teams, you've done some good things this year, but you've also had some losses, and little things like that contribute to them.
That's what contributes to the losses, and those little mental mistakes. Hey, we're in the 9th game of the season. A lot of those things should be done in August. When you get into mid and late October and you're still playing, those little mental mistakes, paying attention to what team is on the field, knowing the down and distance, all those kind of things, that should be automatic for every guy on the team, not only on the field but on the sideline, knowing what teams you're on. If you're on the punt team, well, then make sure you're out there. Know where you're supposed to be on 3rd down, so 4th down you're out there. You don't waste a timeout to get one guy on the field.
Here's Dean with a knuckleball up the middle. Burge will take it on the 25. Bounces off a tackle, but it slowed him enough. And now a flag flies right toward the end here. And see what we've got out of this one.
Might have had another late hit or a face mask, maybe. Late face mask. Came right into where the tackle was being made, so. Unless it's on Park Center for an illegal block right there at the end of the play. What's that? Looks like, yeah.
So discussing it here, it didn't look like something clear cut where they just said, okay, here's your penalty. And
yeah, that's
illegal touching on Park Center.
What?
Let's go make it.
12 men on the field against Park Center.
Well, how was? I'm really not. I'm surprised that flag was thrown at that point in the play. Usually, if there's 12 men on the field and they're participating, that flag gets thrown right after the snap of the ball, not at the end of the play.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a head scratcher. I agree.
Yeah, and if they actually had 12 guys on the field, then Coach Foggy's right to be a little bit upset about it. Say, hey, how's that a turnover? The foul occurred at the beginning of the play.
Fridley a first down. First down, Tigers at the Park Center 41-yard line.
And we were talking about that for the Fridley guys, getting one guy on the field. Guess we had 22 guys on the field. It just was 12 and 10.
Yeah, big costly mistake
That's
right there for Park
That
Center.
is a huge mistake on Park Center's part. You finally force a punt and get reasonable field position, and you lose it to.
Here's Rathke completing the pass. Hooker comes up to make the stop there on Powell.
Powell is complete.
And he'll pick up about 5 or so.
Good pressure by Terrence Howard on Rathke, who's forced to just throw the ball, kind of shot puts it out to the receiver, Powell, but is able to make about 5 yards on it. So that's making something pretty good out of nothing that looked pretty bad at one moment.
So 2nd down and 5 here for the Tigers, and interesting turn of events on that penalty on the punt. So they get the football right back. Rathke faking, now fakes again, and then he is going to be wrapped up and dropped by 3 Pirates. Someone just slow developing. And they'll lose about 4 on the play.
And one of the things that we see here is pretty good penetration. A couple of linebackers in there. And one of the things that Coach Foggy said is that we're going to see some linebackers, coming from different angles on their defense tonight.
Rathke calling the hard count there, now switching 3rd down and 9 here. Straight drop, firing, and his pass is complete. Ooh, a good, strong form tackle there by Hooker, but Dean has it for the completion and a 1st down. So pick up 15.
Yeah, this is a nice tackle by Hooker, and Dean had made a nice catch. The underneath coverage wasn't quite there to take that away, so Rathke was able to put some pretty good shot on the ball there, getting a straight line.
Here's Mulba taking the handoff, breaks the 1st tackle. Mulba keeps the legs driving, and down near the 10, he should have another 1st down here, looks like, for the Tigers, as he'll pick up about 12 or 13 on the play.
And this is where the Fridley offense is going to give some problems to Park Center. Is if they complete a few passes, which they have, it's going to open up their running game, and Mulba is a quality running back.
Takes the handoff here. Mulba walks through a huge hole, and he's in for the score. His 2nd of the night, as Fridley caught Park Center, and that hole was enormous, and Mulba touched maybe at the goal line, and that's it.
Maybe. Yeah, that was a well-executed, a little bit of a counter-type play, misdirection. It's hard to have much misdirection with one back in the backfield, but you get a good opening at the line of scrimmage, and you get the one linebacker moving the wrong direction. It makes a huge hole for the running back, and Mulba took advantage of it.
Extra point try is up and good as Wiggins able to boom it through. So Fridley's lead grows now to 14-0 with 9:14 to go in the 2nd. You see, well blocked. Hard to tell if that jab step to the left was really what got Park Center on balance, or they were just not in position all the way through on that one.
If one jab step gets 2 linebackers flowing, then Park Center's going to have some problems tonight.
Interesting, when we asked Coach Foggy, he said, can we stop the run and make them throw? And we asked, how's your run defense been? And what was the word he used? Terrible, I think?
He said terrible, yeah. He didn't
honest.
sugarcoat it. He didn't try to say, well, we've had, this and that. He just said, we're terrible. And they really have to get their linebackers, moving downhill. They've got to pick up their keys quickly. They've got to move downhill, and you've got to get some penetration from your defensive linemen. Coach Foggy said they like to be a gap control, but you cannot be gap control flat-footed. You've got to be gap control moving into the neutral zone and taking away the initiative of the offensive line, and really Park Center hasn't done that yet.
Wiggins will kick here for Fridley as they now take a 2-score lead on the Pirates. Another short pooch kick. Berry bounces off his chest, a flag down. Fridley has the recovery. We'll see what the flag is all about. For now, Fridley has it.
I don't know what the flag is. Nope, there's no
flag.
penalty. Boy, and that ball went right through the arms of the receiver. Dialke?
No, Berry.
Oh, Barry. That's Barry. Okay.
No, I'm sorry.
17.
You're right. You're right.
And boy, and that ball starts bouncing on a kickoff. And Fridley's done a really smart job with their kickoffs. They're kicking it high and short and giving their coverage guys a chance to get down under there. And that's where a fair catch can really save you some embarrassment. And now Park Center's got really on their heels. Their defense is on their heels now, and they're going to have to get something going right now, or this thing could get away from them.
Freddie Darmo on that recovery for the Tigers as they get in great field position. Rathke looking to throw. Now slips a little bit, but gets out of there. And then throws low and incomplete, and Rathke gets knocked to the turf as he got that pass away.
And we had a little bit of a slip by Rathke as he wrestles his feet back underneath him to get going. He took a pretty good shove at the end of that play right as he released the ball. Pressure from number 49, Quentin Medlock, who came from his outside backer position.
2nd down and 10 now for the Tigers. They hope to capitalize on a Park Center miscue on that kickoff. And the referee over discussing something with Park Center's coaching staff, so they did not chop the ball in ready for play. That's why Fridley backed away from the line there. Now they all look to the wristbands for the plays. I remember how strange it used to feel when that first became in vogue, maybe
Absolutely.
8-10 years ago.
Yep. And now it's standard with every team.
The fake, and here's the handoff to Mulba cutting through. The play that Rathke ran the ball on a few minutes ago, I think, was supposed to be this, and they missed the handoff to Mulba.
And they do a nice job. They fake the jet sweep, come back with the counter to Mulba. Pretty well, not badly played by Park Center that time, considering that at the line of scrimmage there was a fairly decent seam to run into.
3rd and 6 now for Fridley on Park Center's 31-yard line here. Rathke looking to, and his throw, Burge, a diving try. Did he get it? Yes, he did. Interception, Adam Burge. And Park Center forcing a turnover there, and a great diving catch by Burge to get to that one.
Boy, this is a great effort by Adam Burge. You can see right there just getting his hands on the ground and scooping the ball up into his chest.
I heard it. Boom, boom.
Boy, not a great effort by Michael Murray there.
No.
It didn't look like they were on the same page exactly on the route, but he didn't. I think he thought that ball was just going to fall incomplete, and he didn't really make a play at it.
Didn't make an effort on it, and we can see what happened when Burge did.
So Pirates with a strong stop there, and Hooker running option, pitches it out to Ogunti, and he's got some room. And a nice gainer there out over the 40 to give him a first down after a pickup of about 16 or 17 there.
Pretty well done, a nice dive fake. Hooker does a good job of getting down the line of scrimmage, making a nice pitch to Ogunti. Ogunti gets downfield for a 10 or 12 yard gain, 12 or 14 yard gain. 17. That's almost 14.
Whalen with the stop there for Fridley. Otherwise, that one had a chance to go a little bit farther. Nice open field tackle for him. So on the 41 now, first down. Coach Foggy said we will see a little option tonight, and there it was. Here's Ogunti taking it left side. Carries a tackler with him there as Sam Musa makes the stop for Fridley. About a 5-yard pickup there, maybe 6 there for Ogunti.
And Julius Ogunti, pretty well put together running back at 5'11", 190 pounds. He's got, as we saw, he's got decent speed. gets upfield, is a good hard runner between the tackles. So again, for a single back, that's what you like to have, is that guy that can take the ball inside and outside.
2nd and 4. They fake the toss, now go to Barry, and this one is well defended. They didn't really get a lot of movement up front, and
Barry on the carry.
Green making the stop for Fridley, and no gain. Thought they would catch him with that. They've gone with the fake, with the toss a handful of times already here, and you're hoping that they're not going to notice Green sneaking through there, but it didn't work out. So 3rd down, about 4 here for Park Center. 7:10 to go in the first half. Pirates trailing at 14-0. Hooker running option left, pitches to Ogunti, and he turns on the Jets. Nice tackle there by Michael Bauer, but not until he's into Fridley territory at the 40, about a 13-yard gainer there.
Another nice option.
At the Fridley 40-yard line.
Hooker does a good job of getting the ball, and Ogunti makes a nice left foot plant, turns straight upfield, and gets a nice 12, 13-yard gain.
Not sure if they had run, maybe they hadn't shown a lot of option.
Maybe
that
not.
Fridley had seen on tape, but it's been pretty effective the first couple times we've seen it here. And who better to teach you that than Ricky Foggy?
Well,
right?
he ran it pretty well when he was a younger man.
Hooker looking to throw deep down the middle for Davis, intercepted again by Howard, his 2nd pick of the night. Howard turns around and then is spun down at the 20. Tackled by Gorwar, but Howard will pick up his 2nd pick of the evening.
So this ball is overthrown. Actually, the receiver Davis was in pretty good shape. That ball gets thrown in there. That's a nice completion. However, overthrown. It looks like a nice ball to the open defender, and another nice turnover for Fridley. Another not so good situation for Park Center. Park Center defense stiffened up the last series, and see if they can continue that.
On their 19, Rathke, the handoff to Malba, bouncing it out to the right. Burge comes up and cuts his feet out from under him at about the 25. Spot this here, about a 5-yard pickup here for Malba. Starting to rack up his numbers a little bit after they've done a fairly good job on him early, although his first carry was a good one, over 20, but then now of late, he's gone 11, 13, 12, 4, and 5. So starting to get things going.
And he's going to touch the ball 25, 26 times tonight, maybe more. So he's definitely going to be the workhorse of the running game here.
Fake it to him and then throw to Dean. Trying to get a block here. Dean about the 28-yard line. He'll be shy of the first down by a couple.
The inside screen to the outside receiver, well executed, gain of about 3 or 4, so we're going to end up with 3rd and short here, 3rd and about 2. Fridley's doing a nice job with their passing game. They're throwing the ball short, letting the guys grab the ball and run, and that really is opening things up for their running game.
3rd and a couple. Mulbaugh takes the handoff, and a big hole opened up at that Tigers line. Wow, he almost broke out. Now a fumble. Looks like the Pirates might have it. And they do.
Yep.
Well, Mulbaugh looked like he was making a good second effort there, but the last guy to get there was Garrett Carter, and he was able to jar the ball loose and force the turnover.
Yeah, he got a hand in, as we can see right at the end.
Right here,
there it is right there. The ball came loose as Mulba was going down, and Park Center, 2nd series in a row getting a turnover. This time the turnover is at the 39-yard line of Fridley, so excellent field position for the Pirates. They really need to generate something with their offense. Their offense has been adequate so far, but only between the 20s, and they haven't really threatened to score yet.
Hooker will give to Ogunti off the right side. Hard charging run there, and we'll pick up 4 or 5 on that one.
Leeway on the tackle. Gain of 5 makes it 2nd and 5 from the 34-yard
Pretty good run
line
by Julius Agunte there to get about a 5-yard gain. Push yourself into a nice 2nd and 5.
Hooker will go back to Agunte right side. This time well defended by the Tigers. Short gainer on the play, maybe a couple.
Amongst others.
And it will bring up a 3rd down and about 3 here for the Pirates.
3 makes it 3rd and 2 from the Fridley 31-yard line.
One of the hardest things for offensive linemen at any level, but particularly for high school offensive linemen, is to get off the ball and get into the linebacker zone and get hooked up with a linebacker and try to get him to go one direction or another. If they can do that, then the running game is going to really start to pop.
Haas out to Agunte, and he tries to leap over tacklers. Knocked down short of the 1st down. There was a mix-up there on which direction Hooker was going to go.
Yeah.
They were lucky that one did as well as it did.
Yeah, I think Hooker went the wrong direction. Seemed like all the blocking went to the right and the running back went to the right. And
he just kind of tossed it out there.
And Agunte makes a very courageous run there. I'm not sure it's a smart one, but courageous anyway.
4th and 2 from the Fridley 31-yard
4th down and 2 now for the Pirates. Key play for the offense and the defense here. About 3.5 minutes to go before half. You're down by 14. Hooker running option left, and his pitch is behind everyone. Scooped up by the Tigers, and they will have the football. Recovery made there by Fridley's Korma. And that one, we said they'd look pretty good on option, not that time.
Yeah, there was something went wrong with that right from the get-go. First of all, there was a lot of pressure from the defense. Agunte turned up before the pitch was made, and the pitch went way behind him. And Fridley makes the most of it, getting the ball all the way back at the 44-yard line of Park Center.
Good thing Davis ran him down. I'm not sure anybody else would have been able to catch him there.
No, not at all. So Fridley getting the turnover back and getting good field position.
Already 6 turnovers in the game here from the 44. Give us to Mulba. He is met and wrapped up. First guy to get there for PC was Wallman, and then he got some help to finish him off, and they will lose on that play.
Yeah, about a loss of 3 maybe. Be 2nd and 13. Yeah, pretty well defended. Got good linebacker pressure right at the point of attack, and before Mulba could ever get out of his stance, he was on the floor.
Second and long here for Fridley. They're in no hurry with this clock situation. 2:40 to go before halftime. Ball around midfield. Give us to Mulba. Picks his way through and keeps on his feet. Look at him go. That's a tough run right there.
Yeah, that's a very physical run. He was hit at the line of scrimmage. He was hit in the linebacker zone, and he just kept going. You can see right here he gets bumped there, breaks a tackle there, breaks a tackle there. And look at how he just runs right out of the,
and 3rd and 4 from the Park Center.
The defense has to recognize that he's not down until he's down, and you got to, 1 or 2 guys, hanging around waiting for something to happen. You got to get in there and put shoulders on him and bring him all the way to the ground. And he'll just keep going all the way to the goal line.
3rd and 4 now for Fridley after that big run by Mulba. Option to the left. Rathke gonna keep it, and he is knocked down well short. They did a good job of wrapping him so he didn't have the option to pitch anymore.
Yeah, the first defender got his arms around the midsection of Rathke so that he did not have the ability to pitch it, and Hooker came up and took his momentum, forced it towards the sideline. So now we got 4th and about 4 or 5. It's a tough play here.
Fridley's going to let the time wind down a bit and then use a timeout with 1:20 to go. So Good job by Medlock to get in there and get a piece of him. I think smart play.
Absolutely.
A smart play to not pitch the ball, obviously, there too, though.
I think if that one, that could have been a fumble going back the other way had Rathke tried to pitch that, because it might have gone behind the runner, Melba, and Mulba, and would have just been the kind of thing that we just saw with Park Center.
Not the warmest of nights out there, and a lot of blankets in the crowd. And
it's a brisk fall evening, we would say. Whereas my colleague who came back from Florida yesterday said it was stinking cold today.
Big 4th down play coming up here. 4th and 4 for the Tigers.
Empty backfield. Mulba making trips to the left. 2 receivers to the right. Rathke, the lone guy in the backfield.
Now Mulba coming in motion. They fake it to him, and Rathke will run it, and he looks like he'll have that 1st down.
He does.
Rathke on the carry, tackled by Medlock.
Pretty well done.
Gain of 6, and it gives the Fridley Tiger 1st down.
Hard not to put your attention on Mulba when he came in motion there.
Yep, especially when he comes in motion, fake the jet sweep, and 2 or 3 people making sure that didn't happen, and Rathke's going the other direction up into the line of scrimmage, getting a gain of about 5 or 6.
Under a minute to play now in this 1st half. Mulba again coming in motion. Fake it to him, and then they throw out in the flat complete to Murray. He cuts it back to the middle and is wrapped up. Time-wise, that might not have been the best idea to bring it back to the middle. They're going to stop the clock, though, to see if it's a 1st down, and it is.
So long enough to reach the line to gain. Murray would have been probably better served just to keep heading upfield and head towards the sideline and stop the clock that way. But once you get the 1st down, then it's all right.
Here's Mulba taking the handoff, and a big gainer here for Mulba as he's wrapped up and thrown down.
Up the middle for the Tigers, tackled by Wellman.
And he will have another 1st down here for the Tigers. Going to be 1st and goal.
13-yard gain for the Tigers.
This is going to be tough for Park Center. They don't want to give a touchdown here. Fridley's going to have the ball, I believe, at the beginning of the 2nd half.
Mulba taking the handoff, and he is thrown back down.
Mulba on the carry, tackle by Johnson.
And a timeout
Fridley
taken here by the Tigers.
I believe that's their 3rd one. So 21 seconds. Mulba does a nice job of shifting direction and trying to find a seam, but runs into a couple of 3 Pirates as they put him down.
Now you're in a spot where if you run the ball and it stays in bounds and you don't get in, you might have used your last play. So limits the options a little bit certainly here for Fridley.
Yeah, I think at this point you want to do something to get the ball towards the sideline. A quick out pass maybe to the short side of the field. We're 2nd and goal from about the 5-yard line. So a 3 or 4 yard out pass to the short side of the field could be very effective.
(14-0) Tigers as we approach halftime here, and key sequence coming up here on these next couple of plays. If they punch it in, they're really in good spot. If not, Park Center might take a little momentum into the halftime break. Rathke fakes the handoff. Now Rathke firing, and it is complete for the touchdown. So he's able to get it to Powell on the reception, and Fridley on the board for the 3rd time tonight.
That is a big score. That 3rd score is always a huge one. If you get up by 3 scores, you really feel like you're starting to take control of the game, especially if you're going to get the ball back quickly in the 2nd half.
Wiggins on for the extra point, and his kick is up, and it is good. And with 16 seconds to play in the 1st half, it is 21-0 Tigers.
21, Park Center nothing.
I'm impressed with how well Rathke does moving to his right and throwing. He gets his shoulders and his hips turned nicely so he can get the ball upfield without throwing across his body. Does a very nice job there.
So a big conversion there by Fridley, able to get points right before the half and leading at 21-0. Adam Fisher happy about that as Powell held on despite Burge taking him around the lower legs there. Well-designed play, and I agree completely. Not to pick on Christian Ponder, but see some of his efforts when he tried to roll left. He couldn't do it.
Right.
And we saw Rathke able to execute it much better. Now, granted, NFL lineman chasing him is probably a little different than Park Center lineman chasing him.
Potentially, yep. But the fundamentals are the same. It doesn't make any difference whether you're playing in high school at Fridley, Minnesota, or you're playing in the NFL. The fundamentals remain the same. The quarterback has to get his hips and shoulders turned. He has to get his feet moving in the right direction before the ball's going to be launched, or he's just not going to go the right direction.
Wiggins again chipping a short one. This is going to be Carter taking it, and he is cut down. A solid tackle there for Fridley by Darmo. Boy, they've really done well with these short kicks. I think it's a kind of a specialized talent to be able to put the ball where you want to like that.
Yeah, and he's obviously got a good leg. He kicks the extra points. He's kicked very nicely, but they've made the decision. The coaching staff has made the decision. We're not going to kick to their guys who can run the ball back and hurt us, and we'll kick it short. And if somebody makes a mistake, we'll be on it, as they were with one of the earlier kicks.
14 seconds to go. You're down 3 scores here. We'll see if the Pirates play it conservative or if they will be trying to get something going down the field a little bit. Going to go to Ogunti here on the handoff, and he breaks through, but brought down after a pickup of about 9. No, not quite 9. More like 8 or so for the Pirates. And they're going to use their last timeout right there with 6 seconds to go in the first half. So they get a nice gainer on first down and hoping to, still, that's the thing. You still got a shot to break somebody loose on something even like that.
Yep. Oh, absolutely. In this situation, in that situation on 1st and 10, when everybody has a pretty good idea that you might be taking the ball upfield, not a bad idea to run a draw or even a screen that, to try to get some one-on-one or, situations where you can handle it and get your good athlete moving in space, and then anything can happen.
The winner plays again on Saturday over at De La Salle. 21-0 Fridley with the lead right here tonight. Could be the last play of the half here as Hooker takes the snap. Wanting to throw, but instead he's going to be wrapped up and dropped. Stopped by Sam Musa there for Fridley, right about the line of scrimmage. And we have come to halftime here at Bob O'Neill Field at Fridley High School. It is Fridley 21, Park Center nothing. Our first half highlights and then the second half coming your way next here on 12 Sports.
This isn't Madison Square Garden. These drills probably won't make anyone a #1 draft pick. But these players are practicing for something important. While they work on their jump shots, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, how to deal with wins and losses. Skills that will make them winners long after they leave the court. Support high school activities in your community, because when kids take part, they get set for life.
Channel 12's Community Corner puts the spotlight on your corner of the Northwest suburbs.
We want to talk about some things happening around the city of Maple Grove.
New Hope's rinks are officially open.
This is the spot for the Golden Valley Rotary Club.
The City Council worked really hard not to have a tax increase.
You can instantly upgrade your wardrobe with a few simple accessories.
We're in Golden Valley today doing a little recycling.
Rediscover your corner of the Northwest suburbs every day on Channel 12's Community Corner.
Welcome back here to Fridley High School. Been kind of an interesting first half. The Tigers a little more consistent, and they're able to take a 21-0 lead into halftime here on Park Center as we check out some first half highlights for this. We've had some big plays, we've had some turnovers, and a little bit of everything. Here's Malba taking that handoff early on, ripping off a nice 22-yard gainer for the Tigers. And Rathke throwing, and he's able to find Dean, and he's knocked out just short of the end zone. And it helps to set up a touchdown for Malba, 1-yard run. And that one got the Tigers on the board. They led 7-0 after one. Second quarter now, Rathke throwing. Nice catch by Dean. Nice form tackle by Hooker as well at the other end of that. And then Malba with a big hole opened up the middle. 12-yard run for him. That one made it 14-0. And then a nice diving interception there by Burge as the quarter went on, but they gave the favor back as Odell Howard had 2 interceptions for Fridley. One of them went for a long touchdown return, but was called back by penalty. This one obviously not quite as far. Malba, a good run here, but then he's hit hard by Carter at the end of it and coughs it up. Pirates got it back, but unable to take advantage of it as they return the favor. A bad pitch way behind Ogunti and covered by Fridley there with Korma. And then the Tigers, a big one late. They get to completion with under a half minute to play, 16 seconds left on the quick completion to Powell. First half stats here, the Tigers a slight edge on the ground, a big edge through the air, so they've nearly doubled up Park Center, and they have doubled them up in first downs. A lot of penalties in the first half, some real costly ones for both teams also. Obviously, more turnovers than you'd like to see as well.
Yeah.
21-0 Fridley. Our second half coming up next. The winner goes on to semifinal play Saturday. The loser will end their season here this evening.
Maple Grove, New Hope, and Brooklyn Center. Channel 12 is your local source.
Intercepted. This one looks like it could go for the touchdown.
Reed looks it away and Hopkins advances.
Hello and welcome to a new season of Sports Champ.
Channel 12, your local source.
Half of football left here in the Section 6 4A quarterfinals here. Number 5 seed Park Center trailing number 4 seed Fridley by a score of 21-0 as we get set to begin half number 2 along with the coach Bill Hunstock. I'm Jay Wilcox, and Park Center, I think, you look at the scoreboard, I don't think they've been overwhelmed in this first half, but they've too many mistakes, and obviously, as you said, Bill, moved the ball some, but only between the 20s. They really haven't been a threat to score on any of their possessions tonight.
Exactly. And the one really nice possession that they had, they moved the ball down, and on fourth down they pitched the ball out into nowhere and ended up losing that scoring opportunity. If it was one, but that was the closest they came. And now they're gonna start off on defense. Hopefully their coaching staff was able to say, hey, look at we're not out of this game. 3 scores is not completely out of it, but you can't play like you're out of it. You've got to go after it, and their defense has to be more aggressive. They've got to tee off if they're going to, if they're going to commit linebackers to stopping the run, well, then they've got to have guys that will step up and make plays on the passing game, to keep that from being successful.
Alex Zolnowski will kick off to start our second half here for Park Center. And
Mulba and Howard back to receive the kick from Miller.
Mulba and Howard coming back deep to receive here for Fridley, and some discussion about which is the right direction these teams should be going now. And it looks like they flipped it once, and now they're going to flip back the other way.
Musical end zones here. Yeah, everybody's getting a nice jog back and forth down the field here.
So back and forth we go. And Zolnowski now coming out with the tee here for the Pirates. Yeah, it's got to be on the officials to have noticed what was going on. And maybe once it could happen, but not twice. Here's Zolnowski putting his foot to it. He will kick it away deep. Mulba is going to take it on about the 14, or Howard rather, now cutting it back. And he is ridden down. So Fridley will get the football. Not great field position to begin half number 2 here.
Pretty good coverage by the kickoff team. Ball right around the 20-yard line. So good coverage by the kickoff team, especially after the handoff.
First and 10 Tigers from their own 20-yard line.
So we'll see if the Tigers try and work the ball on the ground. They've obviously been a team that can run and throw quite well with a lead. You might think that they want to hand a steady dose of Mulba here a little bit. He goes off the right side this time. I was surprised when I looked down, Bill. He didn't really feel like he'd carried it 15 times in that first half. He's over 100 yards. They've mixed the pass and the run, which has been their MO all season.
Right, and they've done well with both sides of the football, both the running game and the passing game. So I would assume that they're going to stay with what's been successful, and then try to figure out what Park Center is going to try to do defensively to slow them up, and then do something different.
2nd and 8 as Rathke rolls, now stepping up. He'll come back the other way and incomplete as Mulba not able to hang on to that one.
Mulba saw a lot of grass out there in front of him and maybe took his eyes off the football right before he hit his hands.
So 3rd and 8 here for the Tigers.
Watching the defense, I wanted to see if the linebackers for Park Center are a little more active than they were in the first half, and if they are, that may bode well for their defense. They're going to have to get after it.
Rathke wanting a little screen. He gets it out to Dean, and they're trying to rip the ball free. He will not have much on that one.
That was not a poorly executed screen, but it was very well defended. Good pressure on the quarterback. One of the things that makes a screen pass tough is if you get pressure on the quarterback, and good pursuit. So Park Center comes out ready to play some defense. That's a good omen for them that their kids showed up to play some defense here.
Dean on the punt. Burge waiting back deep. And he gets the kick away. Adam racing up, and it gets away, and it's recovered by the Tigers. It'll be down there at the 45. But Burge gambling, trying to catch that one on the run, and could not come up with it, and the Tigers will get it.
Kind of a low wobbly kick, and Burge doesn't quite corral it. But certainly the defender does from Fridley, and
leeway on the recovery there.
And another costly mistake for Park Center. You had a great 3 and out. Your guys really played well defensively. They covered everything. Make a mistake and bang, you're right back in, and now they're inside your own zone.
Football at the 45-yard line here of Park Center as Rathke and crew get it right back. Fakes it to Mulba, now firing out to Murray, and he is met. Short gainer there. Nice job to come up and meet him by Wallman.
Yeah, Wallman's gotten a lot more active from his inside linebacker spot than he was in the first half. We can see fake to Mulba. Nice inside screen. But Wallman comes up and makes a nice play. So does number 75, down lineman Joshua Wella. Getting in. Sophomore defensive lineman doing a nice job. I noticed that there's a sophomore and a freshman on the defensive line for Park Center tonight. So
2nd and 9 now from the 44. Fakes it to Mulba. Now Rathke forced to the outside and spun down hard. Nice job by Howard there. They just slightly missed a block. Oh, and Rathke is hurt. He's not getting up.
He was kind of spun down and flung. I don't know.
Ooh, his head hit the turf.
His head on the ground.
Hard.
Yeah.
Ouch.
When you're going down backwards, you always like to have your chin tucked down on your chest. And it's an easy thing for me to say sitting up here in the press box. It's hard to do when you're getting flung around down there, but that's a owie.
Trainer, obviously there's been a lot of concern and talk about concussions, and giving Rathke a little pre-test, I'm sure, there for concussion, because, boy, his head hit the ground really hard there.
Unfortunately, the ground is probably a little bit softer tonight than it would be, but now you got to go to a backup quarterback. Your second, third, and very long. You got your backup quarterback.
Tyree Carruthers comes in.
Carruthers comes in. He's a 6'1", 175-pound sophomore. Probably has not seen a lot of varsity action this year.
Has to him 31 passes, so a little maybe more than you think. Oh, it gets through his hands. Carruthers in trouble immediately, and Howard comes and jumps on him along with Wallman there. So that one didn't go so well for Fridley, as they'll lose about 6 on the play.
And I'm noticing the trainer, and I see the head coach, Coach Fisher, over making sure that Rathke is, before they let him back on the field, that he's going to have to pass a battery of tests.
Dean's kick, and Burge now going to field it on the bounce and gets a little speed going up the side. Adam Burge makes a nice move into Tigers territory. Another nice move. And he might go, and he will. Touchdown, Pirates. No, he's out of bounds.
Oh, my goodness.
Right over near the Park Center bench. They're marking him out at about the 35-yard line. I thought for a split second I'd heard a whistle, but I didn't see them signaling. And so apparently he just goes out of bounds. He fumbled the last one, and this one he makes a nice return on.
He makes up for that muff on the last one, and gets forced out of bounds right there as he cuts back into the field of play. But that was a nice return all the way back to the end zone, and stepped out of bounds at about the 35-yard line.
He's got good speed, and just went out. So football at the 35. A big play for Park Center, but not as big as it was going to be. Much like the earlier interception return the Tigers had that looked like it was going to be a touchdown, but still they're trying to get something going here. Hooker will hand off to Ogunti. Breaks through the first tackle. Out to the outside he goes. And he is thrown down out of bounds. Nice gainer for the Pirates on first down. We'll give him a first down pickup as he gains about 17.
A nice run off the left tackle for Julius Ogunte. Got a nice hook block by his tackle, and a good downfield bump by the receiver. Got him to the flank and up the field for 17 yards.
Well, we mentioned coming in that Parker Miller, Park Center's starting quarterback, was injured a few weeks back. Now Fridley might find themselves having to play without their starter here. We'll see if Rathke is able to come back or not. Hooker fake now, rolling and throwing, and nice catch by Gorwar there on a ball up above his head, able to snare that one with the hands.
Boy, that was a nice grab by Gorwar as he reaches up and he's got a defender right on him. Nice grab for a gain of about 5 yards. And that's the kind of pass that Hooker needs to complete. He needs to have his confidence throwing that ball and hitting a receiver, and a receiver making a nice grab for him like that. And that'll help get that running game back on track a little bit right there.
Ogunti with the carry. Nice job by Prosser to fight off a block and get to him. But still a decent pickup there for the Pirates. Going to give them enough for the first down. And first down and goal to go now, about the 6 for Park Center. They are not out of this one yet, especially if Rathke is not able to come back in. The complexion of this one changing a little bit here.
Absolutely.
Here's Ogunti trying to bounce it to the outside, and he cannot get away. Nice job of pursuit there defensively by Miwe.
Short gain for Julius Ogunte. Pretty good hustle by the defender. Is that Miwe that makes the leg grab coming up from an outside linebacker spot. Outside linebacker, strong safety type spot, but gain of about 1, maybe 2.
Second down, goal to go now out of the shotgun. Hooker looking to run it. Cuts it back, and he is spilled down short of the end zone. Down to about the, looks like at the 2 or 3.
It looked like he made a nice lunge right at the end of that run. I thought he got it very close to the goal line.
Gain of 4 makes it third
Yeah, he will be a little closer than I thought there. You're right, Bill, down to about the 1. Just nearing the halfway point of the third quarter. Park Center down 21-0, but on the march here. And we get a flag down. Park Center shooting themselves in the foot right there.
Five-yard penalty makes it third and goal from the 6
Third and goal at about the 1. You go back to the 6. That's just a killer.
And you're still third and goal. And it took you 2 plays to get those 6 yards, and you really don't want to.
So here comes the third down play from the 6.
No.
And this might be a delay game, perhaps. Yes, it is. Oh, Park Center.
How do you have delay game after a penalty?
5-yard penalty makes it third and goal from the 11-yard line.
So backward they go here. It looked as though Park Center, you were starting to say, okay, here's some momentum if they punch this in. But wow, 2 very costly penalties in a row.
And
of course,
really,
if they still punch it in,
you still get the score. But you changed the complexion of your offense here. And now you've got to do something different than you planned on 3rd and 1.
Hooker looking to throw. And out there for Burge. He's got it for the touchdown. Well, forget about those penalties. Doesn't matter as Hooker finds Adam Burge for the score.
Boy, and Burge was all by himself. That was very well executed play and a nice throw by Amante Hooker to get the ball out to Adam Burge. That was very well executed. Park Center working their way back into the game now. Again, they've got to really be consistent with their defense. They've got to get after things with their defense.
Zolnowski will attempt the extra point here for Park Center. Good rush, but he's able to get the kick up, and it is good. And with 5:10 to play here in the third, it is now 21-7. Park Center able to get on the board after the defensive stop. Hooker throwing to Adam Burge here. Maybe a little bit of a pick play there, and allows Adam to get wide open, and Amani Hooker puts it right on him.
Nicely executed play. I noticed that Nick Rathke has his helmet on the sideline. Looks like he's going to be ready to go back in at the quarterback spot right there.
Coming up this Friday.
A lot of times if the guy conks his gourd and you're not quite sure whether you're going to go back in or not, you take his helmet away from him. Make sure that he can't put himself back in the game.
You know,
it looks like he's ready to go.
You're in a spot where if you're Fridley, if the lead had been a little bigger, you would really say maybe let's err on the side of caution and leave and keep him out. But
yeah,
you know, obviously health and safety comes first, no matter what the score. I don't mean to say otherwise, but you know, you'd be even more cautious if you felt you had this game sealed up, which they certainly don't now after that touchdown.
No.
So Noski kicking off. It's a short one right up the middle. It's going to take a bounce. And the Tigers able to get to it. Nice cutback here by Howard. Now he weaves across the field and he's got some room. Look at Howard go. Going to be forced out of bounds at around the 35-yard line. An eventful return there for Howard.
Odell Howard doing a very nice job of weaving his way upfield and demonstrating some excellent speed. Looks like this ball might be bouncing away from him. Looks like he's running right into a crowd and says, oh, I guess I'll go the other way. Turn left here. And now you can see the wheels. Boy, he's got some nice speed.
First and 10 for the
Good
Tigers
angle taken there by Emmanuel Thompson. Otherwise, that one might have went the distance. So they'll spot it on the 37 of Park Center, and Rathke is indeed back in there at quarterback. So Fridley, so much for Park Center's momentum. That kick return gives the Tigers a little mo the other way. Here's Mulba on the carry. He fumbled once earlier, so looked like they were digging at the ball a little bit there. He'll pick up about 4 or 5.
Johnson on the tackle for Park Center. 4-yard gain makes it 2nd and 6.
Huge play there really for Fridley. That kick return after
Oh
Park Center had gotten on the board like that.
Yeah, big emotional play like that is huge for your team.
Second down and 6 play. Rathke will hand off to Mulba, breaks a tackle. Look at great run right there. He could have easily been stopped in the backfield.
Absolutely.
As he was met early by Medlock, and instead keeps on driving, and he'll have the first down.
You see the importance of second effort. He does a good job of shrugging off Medlock, but look at this. He breaks 2 or 3 tackles getting into the line of scrimmage and gets enough for the first down.
Had an injury for Park Center here as Gagne trying to get off and couldn't do it. Oh, now they're telling him just go ahead and go. They're feeling that he was maybe milking it a little bit. And now he does get up and will hobble off.
Usually what you tell your players is if you aren't going to be able to continue, get on the ground right now. Don't run halfway off the field and then get on the ground. Officials aren't going to buy that one very much.
Not too often, though, that you see them call him on him and say, no.
Yeah, if you ran that far, you run the rest of the way, pal.
Mulba taking the handoff here right side and a hard-hitting run. Big collision at the end of that as we heard pads popping up here.
Yeah, again, a nice physical run by Mulba, and he's not the biggest physical guy. He's not a 200-pounder. He's 175 pounds. And
15-yard line.
Second and a couple. Rathke looking to throw. Screen out to Mulba. He's got a convoy ahead, and he's going to get in easily. Great play call for the Tigers right there.
Absolutely. Well, the thing that you like to do when you give up a score is to come back and have your offense get a score right back, and it gives you defense confidence and makes the job that much harder for your opponent.
For the extra point.
Again, that spurs off of that emotional run back. by Odell Howard to, get the ball back in great field position. And
Wiggins' extra point try is up, and it is good. So 3:15 to go here in the third, and Fridley quickly answers Park Center's touchdown with one of their own.
And Wiggins has kicked the ball further on his extra points than he has on kickoffs, I think, tonight.
Boy, as soon as this ball was complete, you thought, unless they really mess up, there's no way this won't be a TD. Hooker was the only one there. And he's trying to tangle with a guy who was slightly larger than him with Roland Flomo, about 260 pounds. But there were 2 or 3 other blockers that had no one to block.
He had a great phalanx out there in front of him that made it a waltz into the end zone.
So Mulba picking up his 3rd touchdown of the night, 2 of them on the ground and that one through the air, and the Tigers reestablish control at 28-7.
And Darius Mulba is proving himself to be what we thought he was going to be and what we had heard, that he's a very good all-around back. He catches the ball and runs well. He runs the ball well out of the backfield. He's a good inside-outside threat. Pretty complete running back, Jay.
Wiggins will kick off here, and he's consistently kicked the ball high and short by design here, and obviously it's given Park Center some trouble, including one that they were able to recover after it was muffed.
Hey, Wilbur, watch number 62. Watch him.
And he will do the same again. This one toward the sideline and fielded, and then Thompson will just step out of bounds at about the 32-yard line. Been able to put the ball where they haven't been comfortable fielding it.
I'm surprised that that Park Center hasn't altered their kick return alignment a little bit more. They moved Burge. They moved Adam Burge up into the short middle, but he'd been kicking it outside the numbers or to the numbers pretty consistently the whole evening.
First down give to Ogunti left side, and he burrows forward out over the 35. Pickup of about 3, maybe 4 on the play. He's up closing in on 100 yards tonight, somewhat quietly. I mean, I think overall the Tigers probably feel like they've done a decent job on him.
A gain of about 4 on that one, but you like to get 4 or 5 on first down, and that's right in your wheelhouse. You just have to really be conscious of the time remaining in the game. How many possessions are you going to have, and how cranked up can you get your defense to give your offense a chance to shorten the lead here.
2nd down and 6. Play action for Hooker, looking deep downfield for Gorwald, and down he goes. No flag there as they were running side by side, and Hunan Khan kind of fell into his legs there a little bit, and they'll say it was just.
He was pushing. He was making every effort to interfere with him, and the official saw intent to interfere not quite being the same as interference, but the receiver clearly had a step on the defender and was breaking free. I
was willing to give him the benefit of the doubt and to see it again, though. He clearly dove at his legs on purpose there.
That's a tough no call for Park Center. That could easily have been.
Ooh, and he sails that one high over the reach of Gorwar. So 4th down coming up.
There was that had a little bit too much on it, a little bit too much speed, and just a tad high.
Celine will come on to punt here for Park Center. Not what they wanted after Fridley had gone back up by 3 scores, a 3 and out.
Not, and you had a really nice pass play executed, and breakup. Being a defensive coach, you say, hey, that was great defense. You're the receivers coach, you're going, geez, call the guy, huh?
Celine, who was roughed earlier, that gave Park Center a big 1st down. They come free, and they're able to get the block. Korma with the block, and then return to the 20-yard line as Fridley that time had a man come through clean, and Korma able to get a big piece of that one, and then picked up by Whalen.
Well, there was just too much there. The defender got a good hand on it.
See Whalen one-handing it there, almost breaking free, but not quite.
And he caught the ball in the air. I mean, he was right there. They had 3 guys right there to make the play. So another big emotional play. Kicking game plays can be very emotional for a team.
Rathke changing things up here as he gets the signal from the bench. First down from the 20. Give is to Mulba. Mulba had a hole initially, it was closed up. He'll pick up 3 or 4 on that play.
A pretty nice looking play. And you got to believe now with 2 minutes to go in the third quarter
makes it 2nd and 6
that
from the Park Center 16.
Fridley's going to try to, every possession now is going to be a matter of moving the sticks and getting first downs. You want to get a score every time you have the ball, but it's just as important to get first downs and move the sticks and keep that clock moving.
Fakes the handoff. Rathke will keep it, and he is again thrown down hard. Kenna getting him this time.
Got a -2 on that carry. So, Rathke looks a little tentative as a runner right now. You can see right here he's not running aggressively.
And after having his head bounced off the ground earlier, probably a little cringing on the Fridley side right there to see that again. Not nearly as hard this time, of course. Under a minute to go now. 3rd down and 8. A must stop really here for Park Center. And that's going to be long odds anyway, but here's Rathke. Almost got away. Now a flag is down.
Goodness.
And let's see if this might be a horse collar.
Yeah, I think there will be.
Howard on the tackle. And
personal foul. They call it a face mask. I didn't think he got the face mask. I thought he had pretty good grip on the shoulders. See as he reaches around here. Oh, I guess he did get a pretty good grip on the bottom of that face mask. I thought he had the shoulders, but yeah, that was obviously a pretty good grip on Rathke's face mask. So Nick Rathke getting thrashed around here a little bit here in the second half.
And there's a discussion. I thought this should be a first down. They're needing to get things squared away on marking this ball and also the down. He clearly signaled personal foul.
Right.
Guess not. Rathke will look to set up a little screen again to Mulba. He is turned back and brought down. Should have enough for the first down anyway, though.
Yeah, you got over the line to gain, not by a lot, though. Not by a lot. He's right on the 10-yard line. They're going to measure.
Measurement.
So they'll bring the chains across here with 35 seconds to go here in the third quarter. And I was right the first time, not by a whole lot, by about the length of the football. So it'll be a first down here for Fridley.
About time, Fridley plays this right with 1st and 10, 1st and goal at the 10-yard line. About 35 seconds remaining in the quarter. This may be the last play of the quarter.
Mulba behind Rathke here. They'll give it to Mulba. Has to make a guy miss early on. Makes another miss with a great move, but just too much pursuit. And Hooker will throw him down after Very short gain, if any. See where they'll spot this. He actually might lose a little bit.
Yeah, it's right about the line of scrimmage, but very good play by Medlock to get in and put some pressure on Melba right at the handoff.
So we've reached the end of 3. It is 28-7 Tigers. The fourth quarter is up next here on 12 Sports. Team scoring once in that third quarter, so 28-7 Tigers as we begin quarter number 4. Park Center had some real signs of life when they got that touchdown, but Fridley's come right back and definitely seized the momentum back and looking to punch it in one more time here. They've got a second down and goal to go from the 9 as we change ends here for the fourth quarter. Rathke, who went out for a brief spell earlier after getting thrown down real hard and having his head bounce off the turf, come back in and seems to be none the worse for wear here. And try and get the Tigers another score here. They go empty backfield. Mulba in motion. They throw it back out that way to Murray. Murray trying to fight his way across the goal line, and he is in for the touchdown. Murray able to lower the shoulders and work his way across, and Fridley, team with multiple weapons here, and they're showing it tonight as Murray able to get in for the score.
Well, they certainly have shown the versatility with the pass game and how it complements their running game, and they've had, 3 or 4 different guys catch passes, and they've done a very nice job with everything they've done tonight.
Yeah, and Wiggins finally misses one. This one will be wide to the left, so it stays at 34-7. He had looked very strong kicking the previous extra points. That one mishit a little bit, and it goes wide left. However, this would be the time to have that happen if it's ever gonna for a kicker. As they're up 34-7. Another look at this one.
Murray gets a nice shot on the screen and gets a good momentum as he heads right into the end zone. Had a little bit of a lane there, and nobody met him until he got to about the 2-yard line. Then he had enough momentum to pull his way into the end zone.
Another good example of what a clever use of motion can really do for you.
Right. Yeah, I really like that. I like the way offenses use motion now, to, especially when you bring a guy like your number 1 running back like Mulbuck back into the backfield, fake the jet sweep to him. You have to respect that. They haven't run the jet sweep yet tonight. All they've done is do something else off of it, but every time they've run that play, they've had something good happen, and that just goes to show you the effect of having a quality running back who is a threat every time he touches the football.
Wiggins will kick here for Fridley as one play into the fourth quarter. They have extended their lead to 34-7. Hooker waiting back deep. Now they've got 3 other guys, as you noted, that they probably need to move everybody up a little bit. He's going to go again short with it, and Barry will field this one on the 40-yard line. So obviously they're feeling that, why chance giving anybody a long return.
Yeah, that one I might have let Wiggins boom that one and see if he could get it down deep enough and wide enough, kick it out towards the hash mark of the numbers deeper, because they only had 1 guy back there. Make him run sideline to sideline to try to find the football. like you said, he's just one missed tackle from getting a great run back, too, as we saw with Odell Howard's return.
And Burge with the punt return, the same thing.
Absolutely.
And off Ogunti right side, a little room early on, and then it closes up quickly, and not much doing there. They'll pick up a couple. That's where Park Center right now, you even if you run the football effectively here, you might not have time to.
No.
You gotta be thinking throwing it a little bit here too, but that hasn't been all that effective for them tonight, at least not throwing it downfield. They did get the one touchdown, was via the pass, though.
Absolutely. But their bread and butter has been their running game, and they probably won't have enough possessions here in the fourth quarter to score. Even if they score on every possession, they may not have enough to make it happen.
Reverse to Burge. He gets a good block in the backfield here and shakes a tackle, still on his feet. Adam Burge looking to pick up some more blocks. Now into the secondary. Look at him go. Adam Burge right between two. And he's down inside the 10-yard line at about the 7.
Close to the 5 yard line. Yeah, you talk about a guy that made something happen here. Here's a guy just used what the field space was. He turned direction, gets spun around, picks up another couple of blocks. The rest of the guys did a nice job of picking up people downfield, and Birch does a good job. Doesn't quite get away from Odell Howard as the last guy, but run to the goal line and make them stop. That was a nice run by Burge.
And we are going to have a timeout taken here by Park Center before they can snap this one here. So first and goal from the 5. And don't count the Pirates out quite yet here. 10:27 to go. They're down big, but a great run by Burge of 53 yards, putting them down close there on the 5-yard line.
Well, following that scenario, you'd say should give the ball to Burge a few more times because he's got a 53-yard average.
It definitely showed the speed, and I remember hearing that he had run a 40 time that opened some eyes at Gopher Camp, I think it was, and saw a little bit of it right there.
Yeah, he's got good wheels. He's got good sense. He's got good awareness of where he is on the field. He's got good hands, as we saw from the nice interception he made and the nice touchdown pass that he grabbed.
If you're Park Center right now, you want to score immediately, and then go to work from there.
Do everything you can. You can only score one, and you're down by 4. You really need to, you can't think about the fourth one. You got to get each one at a time, and you got to do everything you can to conserve the clock. The clock is really important there.
Hooker looking to throw, and he's got his man, Gorwar. Good. Touchdown Pirates, their second score of the night.
For a Park Center touchdown.
So Park Center trimming the Fridley lead very early here in this fourth quarter.
And that's a nice two plays to get the get the ball in the end zone, and now you got to figure out, are we gonna kick the ball deep? We're gonna kick it short. We're gonna try for an onside. What are we gonna do?
So Mosky on for the extra point attempt, and his kick is up, and it is good. 10:24 to go here in the fourth quarter, and it's now 34-14.
It's Fridley 34 and Park Center 14.
You're still down by 3 scores. 10-23, 10:24 to go in the game. Nice throw and grab right there. Hooker's shown some nice poise tonight as a young sophomore quarterback. He hasn't gotten too rattled, hasn't made a great number of mistakes. He had one ball that was overthrown and picked off, but
yeah, it is a little bit of a choice here now if you're Park Center. Do you kick the ball away or do you go onside?
I think it, you know, I think this is where you got to see what are they going to set up to have as a return, and this is where being able to direct your kickoffs come. You may not want to try a pure onside kick, but you may want to kick it where you guys have a chance to catch it or a chance to get to it just as much as the other guy.
Much like Fridley's been able to do tonight.
Absolutely. I mean, that's a great example of of a planned kickoff.
Howard back to receive the kick.
Zolnowski getting set to kick here for Park Center. He is going to go onside, but it's about a tailor-made grab there for Musa. Didn't really hit that one how he wanted to, and that was an easy catch. Trying to pop that ball up in the air high enough, but boy, there's just nobody there.
Yeah, and that didn't really have a chance at all. The ball's going to be at midfield.
I know a lot of people have become adept at popping the ball up, but I still feel like kicking it on the ground is going to give them more difficulty than popping it in the air, unless you do it almost perfectly.
Yeah, that pointy-ended ball bounces all kinds of weird ways, and making it, roll along the ground does some weird things. I also like the way that Fridley has kicked it off using like a wedge shot where you get the ball, because guys get their eyes up looking at the ball. They're not looking at the guys coming down covering the kick very much.
Hand off to Mulba into Park Center territory and then driven back. He'll get maybe 4 or so on this play.
The carry, Johnson on the tackle.
Park Center defense has done fairly well this half. They haven't shut Fridley out, but they've done fairly well. If they'd have been as aggressive as in the first half as they were in this half, they may have been able to not give up 3 scores in the first half.
Rathke looking to throw, and he's got his man. Burge lowers the boom, but Dean hangs on for the catch. And it'll be a first down inside the 25-yard line.
To gain a 23-yard.
Dean makes a nice grab. This is a great seam route. Nice hit by Burge, but step too late. As Dean makes a nice grab and gets upfield in pretty good order there.
Have it on the Pirates' 24-yard line here. 34-14, Tigers looking to win their playoff opener here. Park Center long odds now, but trying to make a comeback. Here's Mulba taking the handoff here, and he's met and driven back after about a 2-yard pickup.
Walden on the tackle.
Mulba has now carried it 23 times this evening.
And he's hit right about, what did we say earlier, Jay? He's hitting right about 25 carries a game, so he's just about on track for his season average.
Unofficially, I've got him at 152 yards on the ground here tonight. Couple TDs running, 1 receiving. Rathke will come back to Mulba and to pick his way through there, and he stayed on his feet, then stood up and driven back by Burge. Give him a pickup of around 6 here, so he's going to leave him with 3rd and short.
Third down and 2 Tigers at the Park Center 16-yard
and again, once again, he makes a nice move, sideways move in the backfield, makes a guy miss. Ooh, another face mask. And he gets into that linebacker zone. He's very tough to bring down. He carries momentum very well, and he's very tough to tackle.
3rd and a couple here now for Fridley. Here's Mulba taking the handoff. Well defended. Let's see. It's tough to tell. He's going to be close, but don't think he's quite going to have this first down.
Yeah, short by about a yard, maybe.
Gain of 1 makes it 4th and 1 from the Park Center 15-yard line.
So 4th and a yard, 7:50 to go here for Fridley. Not really that especially if they convert, but not a bad thing for them to be able to use up all 4 downs here. They want to use clock.
Yep, absolutely. They want to use clock and move the sticks.
I think they're going to use a timeout here. Rathke is just waiting and going to let the clock go all the way down and then take a timeout.
Timeout called by the Tigers.
So 7:29 to go, and they're going to come over and discuss this one. And football on the 15-yard line. Obviously, you feel good you're up 20, but they're not quite to the point where it's in the record book yet.
Yeah, it's not, we're still in kind of a nether zone. And, I've seen things come unglued very quickly, in games where somebody can all of a sudden get 2 or 3 touchdowns in the space of 2 or 3 minutes. And as a team that's been in control of the game all the way from the beginning, you want to put your foot down right now. You want to say, this is our statement. We're going to get that 1 yard and get that first down. Whether we score or not maybe is immaterial, but at this point we want to establish ourselves as being we're not going to give you the opportunity to get back in this thing.
Fourth and 1 for the Tigers at the 15-yard line.
So 4th down and a yard. Rathke still working out of the shotgun. Give it to Mulbon. He's met a drop way short of the line. Pirates get there in quick order, and no chance on that one as Johnson and Kenna get there for the Pirates, and they'll take over on downs.
Boy, they really got an aggressive play from their defense on that 4th down, and one knocked Mulba for a couple of yard loss, and Park Center's back in business. 3 scores in 7.5 minutes. Can they do it, Jay?
Well, stranger things have happened, I guess. I wouldn't bet on it, but you
believe
never
it,
know.
Jay. I've seen it.
From the 17 now, Hooker looking to throw, and a little behind, but a nice adjustment. And Davis is able to make the catch.
Boy, 2 or 3 receivers on both these teams have made very nice grabs tonight. There's a nice grab by Davis.
First and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Gorworth had a couple, and so has Burge. That's really nice.
And a stoppage, and Fridley's going to use a timeout here after Park Center had picked up 11 and a first down on that first play, and they're wanting to make sure they're on the same page here defensively. Again, the winner meets De La Salle in the semifinals. The other side of the bracket, Benilde, is the team that had a bye tonight. They are the number 2 seed, although, as we said earlier, Fridley did beat them when they went head-to-head in this season.
And they beat them badly. I mean, beat them by 3 or 4 scores. So it wasn't, it wasn't a field goal with time running out. It was a pretty good whomping. De La Salle is a pretty good team. Their quarterback, Billy Hart's had a very nice season. He's gotten better as the season has gone on. And they've got a lot of different weapons at De La Salle.
Empty backfield here. Hooker looking to throw. And the catch is made. Stumbling forward there is Brooks.
Hooker's pass to Brooks is complete.
Get about 7 on this one.
Being a 7, it's 2nd and 3 from the 35-yard line.
Spreading out with 5 receiver sets now, not really even looking at the possibility of running it really much here unless it's Hooker himself. Oh, and he's going to be sacked. Musa got free just at the last second, and Hooker kind of zigged when he should have zagged there right into Musa.
Yep. Sam Musa is right in his face.
Loss of 7 makes it 3rd down and 10.
And Hooker just doesn't get a chance to let the ball go. Musa does a nice job of not jumping in the air, but just getting his hands up and running right over the quarterback.
Defensive lineman's dream right there, and
oh my goodness.
Musa able to get it done. So that'll push him back to about the original line of scrimmage here. 3rd and 10 now for PC. Nearing the halfway point of the 4th quarter. Hooker incomplete as he throws a little behind Burge there and be 4th down. But at this score, they're certainly going to go for it anyway here.
Yeah, the entire field is 4 down zone now for Park Center.
It's a 4th and 10 from the Park Center 28-yard line.
So Fridley may be a chance to really wrap this one up if they can get a stop here. 4th down and 10. And the snap dribbles by Hooker. He's going to have to go back, and he'll just fall on it at the 10-yard line. And Fridley will have the football back.
We see the ball goes right through the wickets.
You know, in most situations, you would say that was a good idea to just fall on it. And that spot probably might have been something where you try and make a play out of it.
4th and 10. You know, it's all over there now. You're just almost giving it to Fridley now. You know, even if they don't score, you know, if they score, then it is definitely over.
1st and goal now for the Tigers. Really don't need points at this point, but they're giving the ball there at the 10. They might just be able to punch it in one more time here. 6:02 to go in the football game.
It's hard to have a 6-minute drive for 10 yards.
Exactly. Rathke looking to throw, and now he is wrapped up and dumped as he takes a hit from Howard, and they'll lose about 10, maybe more.
Strange play call there for Fridley. And good defense. Good defense. I mean, the Park Center defense hasn't gone home yet. They're still playing hard, and they're going to continue to do that. If you don't bring it, they're going to continue to go after you.
2nd and goal now from the 21, so they lost 11 on that sack. Rathke will give it to Mulba. Works his way through a hole and then makes a nice cut back down near the 5-yard line, so they get some of that back and a little more there. Pick up of about 16.
Yep. Boy, the play that they ran on 4th down where he gets a 2 or 3 yard loss, almost the exact same type of play, turns into 16 on the plus side.
So it'll be 3rd down and goal to go from the 5. Fridley in command, 34-14, trying to seal this one away if they can punch it in here.
I think we'll see Fridley try to use 38, 39 seconds.
Here's a give to Mulba. Nice reverse pivot there by Rathke, and Mulba is able to take it on in from 5 yards out for his 4th touchdown of the night. Really nice ball handling there by the quarterback.
That was excellent. They got a good fake to the guy coming, the running back coming across the formation on the jet sweep. Nice kick out by the left side of the offensive line to give Mulba a great hole to run through and waltz into the end zone.
Wiggins on to attempt the extra point, and it is good. So 41-14 now for the Tigers.
And I think that they pretty well think this one is in the books right now.
I would say so here. 4:31 to play, and again, nice play call. I mean, it looks good when it's executed right too, but
oh boy,
did a solid job of really keeping Park Center off balance on that one.
And that type of running play has kept Park Center's defense on their heels all night long. Obviously, and you don't give up 41 points without having something going right for the offense.
Park Center, I know, came into this one with pretty high hopes. They've done some good things. Second half of the season had a rocky one in the regular season finale against Elk River. Didn't stop the run much, but they felt like okay, we've been tested. We've played some good teams. We've played Totino Grace. We've played Osseo, but just hasn't worked out. Fridley's made the plays when they needed to tonight.
You know, Fridley's taking advantage. They had a nice game plan coming in. They executed it, and they got Park Center to make some mistakes and capitalized on those very well.
Thompson goes back to get it. Gets a little burst there, and then he's brought down. And there was kind of what you had talked about last time, Bill. Maybe kicking that ball a little deeper and a little wider on the field make them have to track it down.
Absolutely, and it was a low line drive kick that bounced around like we said, Jay. It ball starts bouncing. It's hard to corral it.
First and 10 to Park Center at their own 28-yard line.
So the Pirates get the ball back here, but now facing too tough of a road to climb back here now at this point. 4:26 to go. Hooker will work under center. And they'll go back to Ogunti here. And he is wrapped up immediately there.
Ogunti on the carry, Whalen on the tackle.
Short pickup.
1 yard
Get
gain.
about one on the carry there. And I think the fact that they just hand it off like that, kind of acknowledging that, yeah, this too big a margin for us to come back on.
Yeah, we're not going to throw 5 50-yard touchdown passes in 4 minutes.
Hooker will look to throw this time. Fires out complete in the flat. Well defended there. Reception for Lawrence Ogunti there.
Hooker's pass is complete. Tackle by Bauer. 6 yard gain makes it 3rd and 3.
Third down 3 coming for the Pirates as we go under 3.5 to play here. 41-14. Fridley is going to move over the 500 mark overall for the year and go on to play in the semis against the Islanders from De La Salle. Hand off to Ogunti, makes a nice move, and he'll have the first down and out near midfield there.
Ogunti's had a nice night tonight. Looks like he's close to if not over 100 yards. He's had a pretty good evening on 23 or 24 carries here.
And Fridley is going to use a timeout.
Reminder that the winner of this game will move to the second semifinals this Saturday night at De La Salle.
So Park Center will have it now first down just shy of midfield there out near that Fridley F painted on the middle of the field here. Well, obviously the Tigers facing a tough opponent Saturday. There's no doubt. De La Salle's a good team, but they've got some things going for them too that could make that one a real interesting ball game.
Absolutely, and and De La Salle's had a couple of nice wins. They had a win earlier in the season against a Northwest suburban opponent from Champlin Park, and Champlin Park admittedly is not as powerful a team as they have been in previous years, but still, when De La Salle can go up and hand them a loss at their house, that's a pretty good thing.
Here's Hooker throwing over the middle. Owen Davis just about had it. And then when he hit the ground, it popped free. Didn't have it quite long enough. I was about to say nice catch by Davis, but
yeah, it looked like he was going to put the grabbers on it, and didn't quite bring it all the way in.
So second down and 10 now for the Pirates. Hooker turns, fires it off the back of a defender, and then almost intercepted as he hit that one off retreating there with Dayton Lindsay, and it hit him right in the back.
Yeah, if you had your
Makes it 3rd and 10.
and nearly intercepted.
49-yard line.
Bill Hooker getting some valuable experience this year. Obviously, they expected Parker Miller to be their quarterback all year, and
sure,
coming in as a sophomore, and he's certainly shown some things, and presumably would be in line to be their guy next year if if everything continues like this.
I certainly think so. I mean, he's shown some poise. He's got a good arm. He handles himself well.
Here's a throw just up and a little too high there for B.J. Smith.
We got a couple of things with his mechanics that he could work on to make his throws a little bit more accurate, but overall, I think he's done a fine job as a quarterback tonight. He's playing both ways. He's playing as a quarterback, playing as a D-back, so he's not getting a lot of rest. He's not getting a lot of opportunity to talk to his coaches on the sideline between series, and that's as an important part of the game as anything, is what you can tell your quarterback. Hello.
4th down pass and a big hit frees that one up, incomplete. Andre Swain coming up to make the hit there on Lawrence Ogunte.
And Lawrence made a nice catch there. Unfortunately, it was the defender's shoulder, not the football. Bang.
Good play on the ball there, too. I mean, he was going for the ball, not head hunting.
Yep, nice hard defensive play and well executed. Nice effort by Ogunte to get after it. And now at 2:46, 1 or 2 timeouts remaining for Park Center. So not sure they're going to choose to stop the clock at this point.
Gosh, I would hope not.
But it's hard to get enough points in that amount of time. And really, what has to happen, we got a good portion of the second unit for Fridley is in now.
Carruthers back there at quarterback. He played a little bit of time earlier. Fakes the handoff, and he'll get to the outside, and it pops loose. And looks like Carruthers was able to get that ball back. He was in the middle of 2 or 3 Pirates. Somehow it came back to him. Wallman came up and made the hit.
Well, I thought that was definitely Park Center's football. See the ball pop loose, and Carruthers snakes a hand out there and grabs it. This is where Coach Fisher is saying him, Tyree, you got to prove to me that you're going to be the quarterback of the future here.
Let me go with the handoff this time. Junior Lawrence taking it, and he'll pick up about a yard or so.
Lawrence on the carry. Lawson on the tackle for Park Center. Gain of 1.
Bring up a 3rd and 11 now for the Tigers, but the time is the big factor here as we take down to 1:40 to go. Fridley's going to win this one. They're up 41-14. Pirates, Bill, making some strides this year. You're looking at 2-7, and it's obviously not at where they want to be ultimately, but they have done some things to make themselves better this year. Had a little equipment issue with the running back there, so the official letting them go ahead and take care of that.
Yeah, I think this is the first time I've seen Park Center this year, but they are definitely a better football team than what I saw last year in the middle of the season.
And a handoff to Lawrence, but he slips and falls, and of course that means you're down in high school ball. And short loss on the play, but we will tick down under a minute to go. It'll be 4th down here for Fridley.
There'll be at least one play run by Park Center here.
Carruthers looking to the bench here, and you don't want to snap it any too early here either, but they were going for it. He's just going to roll out and look to throw. lets it loose downfield into a crowd, and it's almost, is it intercepted? No, but either way, it'll be Park Center football. They'll be better off with it back at the line of scrimmage anyway.
Fourth and forever, and you throw the ball downfield, and you do not want to intercept that one. Not that in the greater scheme of things, it is going to make much of a difference, but Park Center will get a chance to run 2 or 3 plays here to wind this thing down, and Fridley can figure out what they're going to do with the Islanders here later on.
There's always been that debate back and forth a little bit too on is it a good thing to have that bye, or is it a good thing to get this game in Tuesday and then be ready for your opponent after a big win? I think it depends on how the next game goes.
Right.
You'll hear coaches say a bye is great, and then you'll hear them say, no, I wish we didn't have it.
Yeah, at this point of the season, I kind of like the bye. We had too many instances when I was coaching high school football where, you know, we get completely beat up in the Tuesday game, and to come back on the Saturday game is just too much. Too many games in too short a period of time.
They've got Andrew Gagne, a guard, back there taking these handoffs 2 in a row now. And he is brought down at the 35. And they stop the clock to move the chains for a first down. And then I'm sure we're going to just start. So that's kind of nice. You get a senior chance to run the ball a little bit there to end the game here for Park Center. And the clock has now reached 0, so it is Fridley winning this one by a score of 41-14. So the Pirates will wrap up the season at 2 wins and 7 losses. Fridley now 5-4, and as we said, they will go to Nicollet Island to take on the De La Salle Islanders in the semifinals on Saturday. Congratulations to Coach Adam Fisher and his staff for the win here tonight for Fridley. Thanks to Dan Roth, the athletic director here, and all of his people at Fridley for allowing us to come over and put this one on for you here. Park Center losing, though, 41-14 Fridley, the final. Good night from Fridley High School.